Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, I'm KingNido, and today we're coming here from Pewter City where the Skulls are holding on to that last spot in the Leaders 8 as they're going up against the Castelia Pinchers, who find themselves where they regularly are, sitting just outside a spot in those crucial Leaders 8 positions, but they have never lost the game to the Skulls and they want to keep it that way. So with that said, let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win this matchup. Will it be the Rock types? Will it be the Bug types? Let's go!
3, 2, 1, go!
And it is going to be that Terrestrial Draftee Bombardier teaming up with Pupitar, going up against the duo of Illumise and of Volbeat for the Castelia Pinchers. And Bombardier has embraced this rock typing so far this season, and it has that champion's experience as it is looking to lead the Skulls into victory. But it is the Barb Barrage from Illumise, not very effective there onto Pupitar. However, Volbeat following it up with the Fickle Beam, and it is going all out for this attack, getting some great damage there onto Bombardier, who is going to respond with the Tar Shot. This is going to slow down Illumise, but it's also going to make it weaker to fire type moves, and it is already weak to fire type moves. Pupitar could capitalize here, and it is instead going to go for the ally switch, changing places on the field with Bombardier. We'll see if that pays off, as Volbeat is going to go for the Ancient Power onto Pupitar, doing very little damage. Maybe that ally switch has paid off, as Bombardier going with the Psychic onto Volbeat here, taking some good damage from that move, and Pupitar with the follow-up Wood Hammer, except it is going for Illumise there, but it doesn't do much, being not very effective. There is a little bit of recoil for the Rock Ground type, as well as Illumise does respond with the Hydro Steam, and this is super effective onto Bombardier, putting it into knockout range. Volbeat is going to follow it up with the Withdraw, not going for the easy elimination. It is going to boost that physical defense, which opens the door for Bombardier to respond with the Earth Power. Again, not very effective though onto Illumise. Pupitar looking to do its part, goes with the Explosion. And what is with the explosive nature of these sides lately, as Pupitar takes itself out, it is successful in taking out Illumise, but it also takes out Bombardier. Volbeat is able to hang on, but it is going to have to watch Illumise fall to this explosion, as it is out there on the field all by itself, barely hanging on. It is now joined by Masquerain. The Skulls are sending out Stonjourner, and Stonjourner is joined by that midday form Lycanroc, and that Intimidate from Masquerain is going to lower that physical attack of the highly physical Skulls. But Lycanroc with the speed control does go for the Crush Grip, still getting in some great damage onto Masquerain. It is the final Gambit though in response from Volbeat. Unfortunately doesn't do very much to Lycanroc, taking itself out of this match. Masquerain following it up though with the Pollen Puff, doing great damage to Lycanroc, as Stonjourner going for the Stun Spore onto Masquerain. This is going to slow it down, but it may also make it unable to move, which could be huge for the Skulls, as it is now a 4v4 match, and it is Venomoth coming out for the Pinchers. Hydro Cannon though onto Masquerain from Lycanroc, and it is successful in taking Masquerain out of this match. But the close combat in response from Venomoth immediately levels the playing field, taking Lycanroc out of this match. However, Venomoth does lower its own defensive stats in the process, which Stonjourner could capitalize on to put the Skulls back in front. It goes with the Poison Fang instead, though not very effective there onto Venomoth, as it is now the Midnight form of Lycanroc coming out for the Skulls. It is Vespiquen coming out for the Pinchers, exerting that pressure over the Skulls, but both these sides are feeling the pressure at the moment, as the Uproar onto Lycanroc, not very effective there from Venomoth, but it is causing that Uproar that got some good damage. Lycanroc is going to respond with the Sand Attack onto Venomoth. This is going to lower that accuracy, and if it can't hit its targets, it can't get eliminations. Stonjourner with the Explosion. Another explosion, it takes itself out. Fortunately, it doesn't take out Lycanroc, but it does take Venomoth down with it. We are down to a 2 versus 2 matchup, but before they can send out their next Pokemon, Vespiquen is going to go with the attack order to put the Pinchers in front. It takes Lycanroc down. It is a 1v2 matchup with Araquanid coming out for the Castelia Pinchers. The Skull's last Pokemon is Sudowoodo. Araquanid with the speed control immediately goes for that super effective Rock Smash onto Sudowoodo. It is going to lower its physical defense in the process right now, but this is going to cause Sudowoodo to chow down on its Enigma Berry. It is going to restore itself back to full strength, but it still has that lower defense. Vespiquen could capitalize here, goes with the Zap, cannon, but Sudowoodo is able to get out of the way of that move, and it does respond with the beat up, but it's only going to connect once because it is all by itself against these two bug types, including one who is part water type and Araquanid with the flame wheel, though this will be resisted by Sudowoodo. Vespiquen is going to follow it up with the wing attack, also being resisted, but with that lower defense it does do a bit more damage. Sudowoodo responds with the Whirlpool. It is going to trap Vespiquen inside that watery vortex that will be doing that passive damage, as we see that taking place now on the field, trying to make Vespiquen an easier target, but this does lead to Vespiquen chowing down on its Staff Berry that is going to boost that special defense a great deal. Araquanid though is going to go for the tier 4 look, not going on the offensive. That is not the watery type of move we need. It does lower the physical attack and special attack of Sudowoodo though, as Vespiquen with the follow-up is going for the poison jab, trying to get that poisoning onto Sudowoodo with that not very effective move, but it does avoid that, responding with a super effective Rock Blast onto Araquanid. If we can get all 5 of these, it may actually take it out of the match. It has 3, it gets only 3 though of that super effective move. Araquanid will be able to respond, but before that can happen, Vespiquen is put into knockout range with that Whirlpool. Araquanid with the Retaliate though onto Sudowoodo, not very effective. And Vespiquen does follow it up with the Accelerock. Sudowoodo is hanging on but barely. It is going to respond with the Nightshade onto Araquanid, and Araquanid hangs on by a thread, barely still in this match, but it is chowing down on its Lance Berry. It is getting pumped after holding on to that, as Vespiquen is taken out by the Whirlpool. That could be a crucial hold on by Araquanid, as it is going to respond with the triple dive, but it only needs the single dive to take Sudowoodo out of this match, and the Pinchers hang on by a thread after that Nightshade on to Araquanid to keep their win streak over the Pewter Skulls at 3-0, as they are trying to get themselves into Victory Road for the first time this season, and they do move themselves into 10th place, as next round they are going up against the Ula Macros, whereas for the Skulls they drop down to 15th, and next round they are going up against the Lava Ridge Flare. But until then, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field, and if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.